What is up, boys? Ron from Fantasy Flow. Welcome back to the channel. I got my weekly waiver wire stashes video. These are the dudes that I think you should be picking up that have some potential to pop off. They might be like deeper pickups. Now, unfortunately, the waiver wire was very thin lately. It was Audric Estime, right? And if you didn't pick him up, if he's still in your waiver wires, hint or spoiler alert, he's going to be in this video. He's going to be like the dude that I talk about the most in this video. So without wasting any time, bro, we're going to hop into this video. And I just want to show you guys before I hop into it. This was me picking up Audric Estime. As you guys can see as I zoom in here, I picked up Audric Estime. This is Ron Trying 3000. That's my account on November 9th. So this is right before, this is essentially Saturday morning. I picked up Audric Estime and I'm starting him this week, bro. So the first thing we need to do is we need to do a little bit of homework. We need to talk about some of these handcuffs that we need to be picking up. We do this every week. We just check the waiver wire for our handcuffs. It's guys like Ray Davis. And I categorize them into two categories like I always do. It's high value handcuffs, which is essentially dudes on really good teams, have really good offenses, that they're usually projected to win most of their matchups, score a lot of points, they have a good quarterback, a good, running game, a good wide receiver, core, maybe a good offensive line. It's dudes like Ray Davis, Kimani Vidal, Blake Corum, Braelon Allen, Trey Benson. Ty Chandler, actually not anymore. That dude shouldn't actually even be on this list anymore. You guys are watching production in real time. Emmanuel Wilson as well. I mean, I would have said Wright, Marshawn Lloyd, who's the rookie for the Green Bay Packers. He came back from IR and then gets appendicitis, and if he's going to have it removed, he's going to have to be shelled for another couple weeks. It's pretty much over for fucking Marshawn Lloyd, dude. What a brutal start to his career, but Emmanuel Wilson remains the backup. He actually scored a touchdown before the bye week. Jaylen Wright, he's like the third guy in Miami, but Mostert has really not looked very good. And then Roschon Johnson, if you're a DeAndre Swift owner. Roschon Johnson, obviously kind of a low value guy because the Swift offense is just really bad. But those are the handcuffs, man. We're going to move on. There's probably a couple more handcuffs that I've missed that I forget to add on like high value offenses, but those are the ones for the most part everybody is trying to pick up. And the first name on this list, I can't fucking believe I have Cam Akers on this list. Cam Akers has been a dude that I've been roasting pretty much all season. He's somebody that a lot of us were picking up and starting when Joe Mixon went down, and he fucked us, dude. Just to put it bluntly, he fucked us. He did nothing for us when we did start him. When we finally benched him, I think like in week 5 against Buffalo, he pops off, of course. I mean, he doesn't really pop off. He gets 11 fantasy points, but well enough, right? Like a decent spot start as like your third flex player, but fuck Cam Akers, dude. I have a vendetta against this man. I will not be picking him up, but I can recommend that you guys pick him up. Essentially, Aaron Jones, dude, in week 10, he gets stretchered off the field, dude. It's like, yep, coming to fruition, as I mentioned, because Cam Akers was one of my stash players last week as well. And I'm like, all right, Aaron Jones is out for the season. The dude is on a stretcher. Like, he's on the cart, right? They're bringing him out off the game. Aaron Jones comes back into the game in that same game and ends up like getting another, 15 or 20 rushing yards. Kind of insane. Like I was playing against Aaron Jones in my matchup and I was like, nice, like Aaron Jones can't hurt me anymore. And I see that he's in the game, it was sus or it was crazy to me. So I don't know how the fuck Cam Akers supplanted Ty Chandler so abruptly because Ty Chandler actually looked pretty good last year. But yeah, dude, Aaron Jones, season-ending injury watch, like any given day. It could be even like a Saturday stroll with his misses. A gust of wind might hit this dude's fucking knee the wrong way. Boom, torn ACL, he's out. Cam Akers thrust into relevancy again. He's gonna get you 3 points. Let's be honest. Like you're gonna have him. You're gonna feel hype about having the starting running back for the Vikings. You're gonna throw Cam Akers into your lineup. He's gonna get you 3 points. And fucking Ty Chandler's going to come in, vulture a touchdown. You're going to lose. You're going to miss the playoffs. You're going to come back to this YouTube video. You're going to be like, what the fuck, Ron? And I'm going to say, dude, I warned you. This man is Annabelle, dude. As soon as you throw him out, you think the curse is lifted off of you. And, you look in your mirror and you see Cam Akers sitting on your sofa, dude. You can't get rid of this man. You can't start him. You can't bench him. You can't drop him. That's Cam Akers, bro. But you need to be picking him up because Aaron Jones is fragile. In all seriousness, Aaron Jones, he's old, dude. He's been really good this season. It's just that he's old. Cam Akers is the number 2 guy. We don't need to linger on this too much. But moving on now to the next player. I had this little note here that Marshawn Lloyd was on my list, but he had his appendicitis, like, so he's not going to be starting. And now we move over to Audric Estime, bro. So Audric Estime, dude, was very prolific in college. He was somebody who produced with Notre Dame. He was a big name player for them. I think leading rusher in Notre Dame history, or on like the top 5 list at least. Somebody's going to definitely correct me, so I don't even. It's probably better if I do get it wrong on purpose, because farming engagement, like, no, he fucking wasn't. But anyway, week 10 finally gets like above 10% of the snaps. So he hasn't cleared over 10% of snaps this season, but his yards per carry has actually been like god tier. Like 2 for 13, that's 6.5 yards per carry. Like whenever he does get the ball, he's producing, dude. So he should have been a priority waiver wire pickup. He's probably already picked up. Most people have, flocked to the waivers to pick him up earlier this week. But if not, if you're in like a shallow league, he might be available, right? And he's expected to kind of be like the lead back moving forward. That's what a lot of people think. And he faces the Falcons, who have actually, I forgot to finish the sentence, but they've actually been really bad against the run lately. Like I think 29th or 30th in the NFL against the run. So that is how you beat the Falcons. They have a really good secondary. They have what's his name, AJ Terrell, and a couple other like good secondary pieces. So 44.8% snap share in week 11 or in week 10. Week 11, week 10, what was it? Week 10. 63.6% opportunity share, meaning he got most of the opportunities in the backfield. 2.1 yards per attempt after contact, or after contact per attempt. So best on the team. This is an interesting little note that I saw on Twitter. Carries over 10 yards this season for the Broncos. Javonte Williams only has 8 compared to Estime's 5. And pair that with the fact that Estime has only really carried the ball, like 7, 8, 12, 26 times this season. So, Javonte Williams far surpasses that. Javonte has like, I think 150 carries on the season. So maybe even more than that. So yeah, man, they play the Raiders in week 13 as well, who are allowing 27.3 PPR points per game running back. So pick up Estime. Not only is he going to be the lead back this week against a decrepit Atlanta defense, he gets the Raiders the week after that. So this can easily turn into an Estime lead back, league winner type shit. So I'm a big fan of Audric Estime. As I mentioned, dude, he's the only chick at the dance. And yeah, man. Basically, here are some Coach Speak Index quotes from Sean Payton, about Audric Estime. April 27th, the first vision would be first and second down runner. We'll kind of see how that unfolds, but he's strong. I think he has real good vision. Some more hype, but we don't need to cover all of them. On October 13th, he then starts working with 2 backs, and feeding 2 backs is easy and kind of what I'm used to and what a lot of teams do. I think it's hard with 3, but we did want to get Audric Estime some work and get him some reps. Obviously, we would have liked more. Had we had more snaps. So he prefers a 2-back system. Unfortunately, they couldn't get Estime in the game just because it was Javonte and Jaleel McLaughlin up until now. But now that they're giving him more work, we saw that Javonte Williams really wasn't in the game very much. It was Jaleel and Estime. So keep in mind, this man ran really well against the Chiefs, who are probably the best defense in the NFL this season. Maybe the Eagles want to argue about that, but yeah, man. On November 11th, after kind of he gets the the lead back role, so this past week, I thought he ran well yesterday. He'll continue to get more reps. We keep wanting to get him involved. He's a handful, so they're talking this man up. They're giving him a lot of praise. And then on the 14th, though, there was a little bit of backtracking. This was a little shitty to see if you're an Estime owner, but on whether Audric Estime is ready for a full-time workload, he says, I think if he keeps running the ball like he did, it certainly appeared like that. He had some success early, and you ride the hot hand. We feel good about him, but we feel good about Javonte Williams. We feel good about Jaleel McLaughlin, but he was the one that was kind of on the good end of the reps. You keep gaining yards when you get the ball. We keep giving you the ball. We'll see how it shakes out going forward. So unfortunately, he basically says that this is more of like a hot hand approach, that they weren't planning on making him the kind of the lead back guy. So moving forward, I don't think Javonte Williams gets completely phased out, unfortunately, but Estime could end up, being the lead guy moving forward if he just continues to run well on his early down work. Now, with a guy like Estime who's not going to get a lot of, third down work, a lot of receiving work, if he doesn't run well on his early reps and they do move to Javonte, you're kind of fucked, right? So that's why I think you should pick him up and then wait to see what happens. I'm starting him this week because I'm in dire straits. We're down bad at the moment, but that does it for Audric Estime. Definitely pick him up, stash him, start him if you have to. But the next name on this list is going to be Kayshon Boutte. Um, I mean, he's got the name, right? He's got the name for stardom. This man should be a superstar in the NFL. Comes out of LSU, actually, very, very decent college profile. Um, Not much to say about him from a profile point of view. He's 5'11", he's 197. He's a pacey, speedy type guy. He was kind of highly touted, but ends up having a pretty bad rookie season. But here's the reason I like him: 80% of snaps, 5 games in a row. So he's a full-time starter for them, and he has 6 targets in the last 3 games. So by beer pong rules, he's on fire, dude. So he's somebody that we have to kind of look at, right? And Drake May is actually making this offense look decent. I mean, they just hung 20 points on the Bears, who people say the Bears have a good defense. It seems they have a good defense, and the Patriots hung 20 points on them, which is like something that a lot of people were expecting the Patriots offense to be like last in the league. The fact that they're actually scoring points and Boutte is actually a full-time starter for them, that's somebody that we have to have a look at. Pick him up, put him on your bench. If he again plays over 95% of the snaps, if he again gets 6+ targets, if he can turn them into more production, he's somebody that we might have to be looking at as like a late season start. They do have a week 14 bye. So up until then, they have some pretty easy matchups: the Rams, the Dolphins, Indianapolis, then Arizona in week 15, Buffalo week 16. But for these next couple weeks, he's somebody that might be serviceable for us. So that does it, bro. That's the video. We don't have a lot of players. As I mentioned, it's just the handcuffs. It's these 3 dudes that I mentioned. The waiver wire is thin, dude. So if there's names that are pop off big name guys like Romeo Dubs, Juwan Jennings, obviously you want to be picking those guys up. But for the sake of this video, where it's really just like deeper guys, stash players that are probably not taken, that's why I went with these players. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you liked it. If you did, hit me up in the comments. Hit me up and let me know who you disagree with, or if you have any late stashes that you're interested in. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.